I'll come a little more down, right? So now you can see me much more better. There, far, you are looking like that, right? After some time, my neck is aching. See, I'm making everyone comfortable, right? All this while we're looking up. Then slowly neck will start aching and get bored, right? So don't take it that way. So you like it this way with a gir sound, or stand there and I talk? With a gir sound? Okay, perfect. No, see, feel comfortable. Just see as if you're talking to someone, a good close friend or a brother, right? See it from that point of view. So, as you said, anything you do, there will be small disturbance here and there, right? Now this, I'm just telling you how I'm making it positive. I'm giving you a choice. Do you want to hear my voice with a disturbance, or do you want me to talk over here, right? So what happens is, when you make other people comfortable, it's a different thing that they want you to be also successful. The point is, we get so involved in about our success, about we doing good, that we tend to miss out the other people's success, right? So, still this disturbing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And what's the point? So, we're going to bring the other one?
We'll use that.
Okay, we'll use that mic only, okay. What I want to say is, what I was going to say? I was going to say something. Okay. Okay. It's on? Now this is better? See, when I told you kiss sound was okay, you said, yeah, it's not an issue, right? See, that is the problem, right? We try to say so many things, we still get disturbed. I know you are getting disturbed. By the face, I can understand you are all getting disturbed. But what happens is, we keep it to ourselves. We keep it to ourselves, the whole thing gets disturbing, irritation. You don't share it with me. Don't you think you yourself is creating that irritation within yourself? So we have a choice of making a situation good for us or bad for us, provided we talk about it, right? So what we do is, we stop ourselves from asking. We stop ourselves from correcting. And that brings stress, that brings issues, and that brings various other issues. So, where was I with my story? Happy-go-lucky guy who wants to have a great life. I was telling everyone that if you have a very strong girls group, if you have a very strong guys group, never bring another guy into the group or a girl into the group. Most of politics will happen, issues happen. That's how we had a lot of issues within our friends. I decided to disconnect it from the world. I switched off my mobile for 2 years, right? I just literally switched off my mobile, ran after success, right? I went so bad at success that I went and asked my father, like, Father, what do you want me to become? He said, go be a manager, right? And that was the best post. Okay, then that's the best post I can do. Okay, so that's the best advice I got from my dad. So I went and looked at the classified and found out that to be a manager, you need 15 to 20 years of experience and an MBA. So I was doing my calculation after 18, 3 years, 4 years bachelor's, and an MBA another 2-3 years, that is around approximately 10 years. And then 20 years of experience, that is 30, that makes me around 50, right? 50 and a manager with all the money didn't make sense to me, right? What's the use of an old man with the money, right? 50, another 2 years, 20 years, I'm going to die, right? And all my money, my children is going to enjoy with, right? So it never made sense to me. So I was like, what's the point working hard all this while and giving all the money to my children? So I was like, forget that, let me get that experience as quick as I can. So I started working at the age of 18, right? I was working from 9 to 3, 4, okay? And my education, I did my BSc in Business Administration from that was from 6 to 9, right? So I was doing evening classes so that I can get my experience much more quicker and be a manager earlier. So I did that for 3 years. I started a job as a secretary. Okay, I always tell everyone, one point is, whatever job is available, just take it. Don't sit in your ego with whatever degree you have. But then when you have free time, work on your dream job. Right? Everyone has free time. So work on your dream job so that in parallelly you get to that. So I started working as a secretary. I was studying, so I got promoted once. That's when I understood working and studying, if you go parallel, there is always growth. The time you stop learning is when your growth stops. The time when you stop asking, also your growth stops. There's two things. Stop studying. People always say you stop studying, growth is gone. I've found out that if you stop asking also, like if you want a promotion, you have to ask. If you have a doubt, you have to ask. If you want extra marks, you have to ask. If you don't ask, you lose it. Right? So asking is very important. Nowadays, people are being told not to ask. Just follow, just follow, just follow. Right? But stop doing that. Ask if you have a doubt. Let it be a genuine doubt so that getting that answer leads to your next growth. Right? So I worked there as secretary. I got promoted as a senior depot secretary. That all went well. And then what happened was, I got a job opportunity. So I finished my bachelor's. So I got a job opportunity as a storekeeper. Right? Now you'll understand, storekeepers talk, we doctors are going to listen to, you might think, right? So I got into a storekeeper, right? But then they paid me double the salary of my current job. So my mom said, you know, you did a big career mistake, you're going to spoil your life. I said, Dad, I got double the salary. Then uncle, auntie started coming. Yo, you should not do this, you should have done that, you should have stuck to that secretary, you could have gone promoted. I said, I got double the salary. Right? So then my friends started. Oh, you know, we have such great careers, your career is completely spoiled and da 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 da. Friends started bothering me. I told them, I got double the salary. Right? People don't understand the double the salary part. Right? That time I was purely money focused. I was purely wanting to get money. So I got in the job, everyone made fun of me. Some people personally came and told me that you're doing the biggest mistake in your life, working and studying, right? Because you don't have focus on studies. I said like, yes, but I'm getting double the salary, right? So it was cool. So I got the double the salary, I was working fine, but what I did was, when I was working, I helped every other department if I can. I used to sit late night because I stopped studying after that, because I got so fed up of studies, right, working and studying together, I decided never I'm going to study. That's the biggest mistake I've done in life. Right, my English is okay? Yes. Okay. Always when you do anything, make sure you check once in a while. Because most of the time you go in some projects so hard that you tend to miss out various people around, and later the back will complain, yeah, his English was too fast. Then principal will tell me, you know, your English was too fast. Don't you think I'm creating the stress unnecessarily? So what I'm doing, now only I'm checking, are you hearing? My English is okay. You said yes. Now in case someone complains, I asked everyone. So I'm covered. So what we do is, when we check our job, when we once in a while look left and right, lot of stress you can cover off. But we don't do it. Now if I don't check, I go talking. After 2 hours, all my hard work is put into this. Later they'll say, back people didn't hear. Don't you feel I feel bad about it? Don't you feel I'll be stressed about it? Don't you think I feel I done something wrong? So publicly I'm checking. So if someone says I didn't hear, oh, I have people supporting me. No, he asked, it was clear. So why I'm saying my example, live example over here, so that in your life you can replace my examples to your required places or talks. So where did I reach? Now let me check if you're listening to my story. Where did I reach in the story? Forgot? Sorry? They all are talking together, I didn't hear. What is it? Okay, double salary. Oh, everyone is my double salary. Okay. Everyone is double the salary. Okay, I'll start from there again. So I got double the salary, everything went fine. So what I did was, I started helping others, right? Everyone else. So what happens is, the customer support representative had to go on leave. So he said, okay, can you do help, right? I said, yeah, I will do my job. So I was doing my job early morning, and the evening part, I was doing his job, sitting late night. So he goes for leave for 1 month, comes back and resigns. So who was the next best candidate for the job? I got the job, right? So that's what I always tell people. Whenever you're focused on your job, make sure you help and learn the system. Because the more you understand the system, the more you control the system. The more you're focused, I always tell people, if you're focused on your job, your salary will be your salary. If you focus on your job and help others, their job, you will get their salary. Make that sense? It's quite Simple logic, right? So what I did was, I started. So he comes back after the leave, resigns. I was the best candidate, got that job. So I got promoted again as a customer support. You're thinking about the questions, right? Right? Your mind is working for questions. Because I'm telling this story not to, because I'm giving you time to think. Because what happens is, most of my session gets over because of time. Because one person will ask, then more questions will come, then I have to go fast, time is over, okay, sorry, I have to go. Right? Don't let that happen. So feel free to ask, or if you want to stop me, I have this doubt, can you talk about it? Or it can be a specific topic, fear, anger, anything like that, right? So, it's okay, right? See, everyone said that, right? Everyone did that. Did I do that? I was just talking. Okay, see what happens is sometimes, you in future you're all going to be really professional people. Sometimes IT or sometimes mechanical things might fail, but it shouldn't affect you or your personality, right? So in future you might be speakers. In future you'll be great doctors. Who's going to talk on speech? Mics can fail, right? At that time you will get all stressed out. That can be seen on a face. And they'll say, okay, what guy, man, small thing he's getting angry. Right? So, see, everything what I show you, how I'm living my life, right? So that you understand. It's not, if you really decode my talk, you will actually understand what I'm trying to say here. Right? So, always remember, things will fail. Some things will be beyond your control. It will fail. Just smile and move on. And the other thing is, sometimes I've seen, not you guys were good, sometimes the mic fails, the kid will just laugh, right? This is how it failed, because what has happened is we have started finding entertainment in something bad happened to people, right? When something bad happens, you feel entertained, right? When someone falls, you will laugh. Yay, he fell, right? Because I'll tell you what's the problem with that. The problem with that is when someone falls, you find entertainment. Life is going to give you more of those experiences in life, so that, because life or God, if you believe in God, life wants to see you happy. But then if you find happiness in someone's sadness, don't think life is going to give you more sadness? See, think about it. It's pure logics, right? It's pure common sense. So if you find entertainment in someone falling, okay, one fell, oh, he's laughing, huh? He's very happy. Another person will fall. Then finally you will fall. Laugh. Right? So that is the beauty of life. So make sure that whatever you do, find happiness in good things, find happiness in positive things, so that positive things comes into your life more, rather than someone failing or making fun of someone, right? See, I always said about making fun, because we all make fun of people, right? It's a good chance, because you make fun of them because they are weaker than you. But one find that the weakness will hit you in some other way, and people will find other reasons to make fun of you. So make sure you be good human beings. That's the most important thing. Okay, I'll go back to my story. Any questions now? Nothing at all? See, what happens is at the end, you'll all hear my talk as good music. Very, very beautiful speech it was. And after one, that's the problem with motivational speaking, right? You motivate the people. After some time, 1 month, the real problems will come. Yeah, where did this motivation go? Then you'll find another speaker, you'll get all motivated again. Motivation is just like, what do you say? It's like, a tonic. Then slowly it becomes to an addiction. You need motivation service. So my job is not to motivate you, right? To fix what issues you have, so that you can motivate yourself. What I say is, you only have to meet me once, because I'm going to clear all the doubts you have. Okay? So again, I'm making time for you to think of your questions, right? And always remember one thing. Mothers and fathers will ask you till 12th. After some, in your college, maximum teachers or principal will ask for you. After that, you're all on your own. If you don't ask for yourself, people just ignore you. Because I still know in my organization there was a person. He's a very hard worker, one of the best employee I've seen. But his point is, I won't ask, let the company give. He never got promoted. He sat there for the rest of his life and just left the company. Alright? So one main thing I try my best to share is that to make you people ask. So that if you can ask, most of the problems are solved. Right? In future, boys, girls can get married. Right? But if you don't ask your wife or if you don't ask your husband, you'll all keep it to yourself, keep it to yourself, keep it to yourself, and you'll blast on some other place. Right? So the other thing what I tell about anger, people whoever get angry, the anger situation is not the actual creation of anger. It is something they have suppressed along the lines and got it anger, right? Well, let me go back to my story quick. Start thinking about a question. Huh? It'll look very bad if you guys don't ask question, because I'll get bored. I said, man, they don't have any question. They're all happy people. Why I have to motivate them? See, it's a fair deal, right? If everyone is happy, why I'm talking? If you have issues, only I have to talk. If you don't have issues, I'll say, principal, sir, everyone is happy. Why you want the motivation? Wasting your time, my time, their time also, right? So I don't want it that, because I know everyone has problems, right? I've talked to so many youth, different people have different issues, problems, and they're not getting these answers, and they can't talk to their parents. They're not giving them the answers. Teachers, they try their best, but the true answer is not being received, and they go in search of this to other people around, and they get misguided and they go to various directions, right? Okay, so where did I reach with my story? Resign? Okay, resignation. Okay, so so he resigned. I was the next best candidate, got that job. After getting that job, what I did was I had my boss. I made sure I did his job, right? And helped him, made him free. So what you have to understand is, the more you do people's job in this early stage, right, at your age, make sure you help everyone from a job point of view. Why? Because you're learning. See, the thing is, you stop learning, your salary or promotion stops. The more you help, because everyone tells the today's youth, yeah, you got your job, just focus on your job. Don't look left and right. Why should someone promote you if you know only your job? I spent 10 years in this company, now I need promotion. Right? Many people ask me, I got 10 years to do the same thing. For same thing, you will only paid same salary, nothing new. So I started helping my boss, and my boss was very relaxed. Okay, this was seen by the sales manager. Okay, so sales manager wanted to be free, right? Relaxed job. So he asked me, do you want to join? I said, why not? He promoted me. So from customer support, I moved to sales. So I started doing sales. Was very happy, started doing great service for customers. So I started helping customers, and then my current boss right now I'm working as a regional sales manager for Middle East and South Asia, which is the Gulf. Okay, thank you. So I'm working so I've done my education all in commerce, and I'm doing an engineer's job. Right? Cool, right? Really cool. So it's possible. I'm trying to tell you is that it's possible, right? So how I got into engineering is, I got into this job, I started helping customers. A reorganization happened, right? They wanted someone technical in that role. But I have helped everyone, even the mechanic. I was working as a mechanic when I get free time. So I've worked technically so much that there is no one who can compete me with the technical knowledge. So that's why for the first time, a commerce guy gets a technical next to his name. I was like, come on, engineers. I'm much more better, right? So I was very happy. I got that job. It was a big hit on all my engineering friends, right? I was like, see, you made fun of me in the stores, right? Now watch, right? So it was good. I got that job. I started helping customers a lot. Not helping them in the job, helping them in their job, right? Helping them how to make their life easy. You have problems, give it to me. I'll figure it out, right? Helping that, and then my right now boss, my director, he came to know about me. He was in country. So what you have to understand is, as you go higher in the career channel, right, lesser vacancies are there. So you should be really worthful to get that higher vacancy. So for example, you might have MBBS or doctors, you might have 100. But if you go MD, you have 50. If you go surgeon, the specialist, you have 4 or 5. Right? If you go the master, the king of all, you'll have 1 or 2. Right? So you need to work that career up to actually reach on that top. So if you're worth it, you will get it. But most of the problem is, no one is worth it. No, I wanted that. The problem starts there, right? So I got into sales. My boss came to know. It took him 1 year, because as I said, as you go higher, the vacancies are less. So it took him 1 year, 3 interviews. to get me a job. But every interview, how I finished, I told my boss, that whatever it is, I have told whatever I can do and I've told you whatever in the interview. But all you have to do is go and talk to my customers, go and talk to my colleagues. If they give a negative feedback, don't take me. If they give a positive feedback, you have no other choice than to take me. This is how I ended my interview, right? So what he did is he called one of my colleagues in my actual company. So this was a guy, very old guy. He was very bad at IT. Okay, I used to help him when I was sitting in stores. He gave a very good feedback to my boss, and that's how I got my job. Because I helped him in stores time, I got this job right now. So that's my career, okay? And how I got into speaking is, when you have all the money, when you have a lot of travelings, good 5-star hotels, good food, good traveling experience, you tend to think that you're too selfish, right? You're making all the money. So I have this helping thing always in the head, right? Which got me till here. So I thought, okay, let me start helping people. And I didn't understand how to help. So I was doing charity work. I was donating to different temples and churches and all. So I was doing that so that I feel justified that I'm doing something back to the community. So whenever I traveled, I made sure I go to temples, churches, regardless of religion, to get this answer. What do I have to do? I never got the answer. I was like, forget spirituality now, okay? But then what happened, I went back to my school. So that's the other thing I always want to tell every youth is that whenever you have a chance to get back to your school, make sure you meet your teachers. It's a different feeling. And when you go and meet your teachers and tell them, thank you, ma'am, for making me what I am, they'll give a smile. And that when they smile, right, at that few seconds, you're actually touching heaven and coming back. That's my feeling, right? It's a different feeling. That teacher smiles and boom, you just have something around you guarding and protecting you and giving you a shine. So my light bulb happened when I went back to my supervisor. So I went to my supervisor. For him, whenever shirts are out, from the balcony he will shout with the name. Publicly he will just tell you, tuck in your shirt. Right? So we used to tuck in our shirt. But when I went back to school, same way a student was walking with one in and one out. Right? Walking in front of the same supervisor and supervisor is not saying anything. I said, sir, what happened? Why are you actually, you didn't say anything. He said, today's generation has changed. Right? I said, no, there is some problem here. And that's where my light clicked. I need to do something for the generation. Because what I understood is that 100 years ago, you had body, mind and heart. These are the three things people have. 100 years future also, these are the three things. No one is going to have another hand coming from here. Right? It's these three things which people have. Right? Nobody is going to have two brains or two hearts. It's all going to be one and it goes that way. That doesn't change. But the environment changes. And what the biggest flaw I've seen is what in the environment is they've got this new word called generation gap. Right? Which I'm against. I believe generation gap doesn't exist. It is just created so that both parties don't want to improve. Right? The older people don't want to improve, want to blame the new generation. And the new generation don't want to improve, calling the old generation talks. And they're bringing this generation gap so much that there is a gap created between these two parties where parents are seeing that they're losing their children and children are saying parents are not understanding me, looking for going outside for help and getting misdirected. So I thought my job is to fill this gap and make both people understand that if your family is strong enough, if your group is strong enough, nothing can stop. Because I'll tell you why. Mother, father, 40, 50 years of experience. So 50 plus 50, 100. You are 20, you're 20s, right? In your 20s? Or 18s? Okay, 20s, okay. Okay, you are in your 20s, right? So you have 120 years of experience, 20 new generation and 100 old years generation. Don't you think if you people only need that much to actually figure out life? You only need that much, right? That experience, 50 years, 100 years and 20 years. But people don't want this. They go ask their own friend for advice, who is also 20 years, right? Or maximum, do they go to the seniors, who's seen 2 more years more? They get misdirected and the whole system gets messed up. So I thought, okay, I need to step in, fill this gap. So I did, after that, I joined for my MSc in business psychology, right? That's my passion. So I did what my father wanted me to do. MBA, father, happy now? Okay, let me step on my passion. So I did my MSc in business psychology. I was very curious why people think, why people cry, why people are sad. That's my pure intention to understand. I joined for the course. Then I started writing articles on Facebook, right? I started article writing on Facebook. People came to know, kids came to know, they started chatting with me, right? Most of my talks I do by chatting. My wife, I'm married, okay? So now girls will be saying, oh my God. Once I made the same mistake. There was around 330 girls. I said that I got married. It was like, whoa, right? So it's like some girls just shut down, and now I'm not going to listen. It's over, right? So what happened was, like she always figured out, doesn't understand how I can do by chat. So I started chatting, came to know, even though the Facebook, they had a very smiling face, their heart was all broken, right? Most of the people will have their smiling face on Facebook like that, this way, you know, but then the heart was broken. So I thought, okay, let me work on helping them. So I started working with small groups, right? Small kids, whoever wants, I was free to talk. Then when I travel for work, I just posted on Facebook, you know, if you want to meet me, come and meet me at your own risk. So started meeting, people came to know. It was in colleges, schools, and now I'm standing in front of you, right? So that's my short story in simple terms, right? So you have a lot of things, sorry? Yeah, so you can ask your questions. So feel free to ask. I just told this story just because you can understand about me, right? I hate telling my story personally, but then it takes time for people to ask. So is there anything you want to ask? Or if teachers want to ask on behalf of the children, you can do that also, right? So any questions? Or I keep talking about something and you'll feel motivated. See, the problem is, okay, I'll tell you why you're not asking, okay? When you stand up, everyone will suddenly look at you, right? At that time you will think, my hairstyle is okay, my shirt is okay, what people are going to think, the boys will think what girls are going to think, the girls will think how, all this thought you're going to start thinking, right? That's point number one. Second thing is, if I ask a dumb question or a stupid question, what teachers will think, my identity will go down. That's the other part, right? But if you ask and if you get the answer, you get the solution for life, right? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So the question is, how do you control sensitivity, right? What I believe is that everyone is sensitive. As long as you have a heart, people are sensitive, right? People who are not sensitive are people whose mind is so strong that they guard their heart with the power of mind. Which means, you say thick skin, they're not thick skinned, they're thick skinned on their heart. But what happens is, all these thick skinned people, when their mind becomes weak, they also tend to be sensitive. So don't think that you are sensitive, others are not. Each and every one, if you hit their main emotional part, they will all break down, right? That's true. Like you see a very strong man, if you touch with the family, he will break down, right? So sensitivity is not unhuman, it's a human thing, right? If you're unhuman, yes, there can be people who are not sensitive. So don't think that it is a bad thing, right? First thing, that sensitive is a human nature. As long as you have a heart, you will have emotional attachment to various things. If that emotional attachment is touched, that person will break down, that person will get sensitive. Now, how to overcome sensitivity? It's all about knowing the truth or knowing about that relationship. Now, sensitivity can be, for example, if you're really addicted to mobile. If I take and throw your mobile, all your sensitivity will come out. Right? So it can be product. You can be sensitive to, like some new dress. When you get your so much love and affection. No one, mama, don't touch, I will wash. So you have an unnecessary attachment to that product, right? But after the same product you wear where you will get bored, mama, you can wash, now it's done with it, right? So sensitive can be to a product, sensitive could be to a person, right? Person is, when I say sensitive, be always for your family itself, which is mother, father, brother, sister. That's family for me. Or child, wife, that's family for me. Everything outside, let me even relatives, limit your sensitivity. Because how sensitivity is built up, another way is that you give too much effort to that person. You help too much, you give over and above what you're supposed to do. And when you do that, indirectly you're expecting a return. And when you don't get that, you break down. Right? So I am doing this session, right? I am doing it free. I have nothing in return. I don't want anything in return. I don't even care. Can you control me? No. But if I said, is this person liking? Is that person liking? What the principal is going to think? What the teachers are going to think? If I put all that, my speech is going to get affected. I am doing a good thing. I know it's good. So what I say is, when you're helping, sensitivity starts with helping and serving, right? When you're helping, help because you love doing it. Don't do it because your expectation return. The time you have expectation return, there a negativity will start. So if you're helping someone, do it because you love doing it. What I am talking, I love doing it. It doesn't matter for me in nothing expectation return. Did I answer your question? Okay. So, okay, thank you. Okay. So if you ask me questions, I will clear it, or I'm just going to give a motivational pumped up talk and you can go. Right? So, yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
On behalf of the students,
yeah.
There's a big issue of short-term memory loss.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So they're saying short-term memory loss, which means, so can you give me more explanation of short-term memory loss?
The thing is that, see, this is the question which comes in a teacher's mindset when we teach them.
Yeah.
Maybe a good part of the teaching. When they come out of the say college or go back to home,
they'll forget. Okay, perfect. Okay, now it's very clear. Because I really need to know where the essence is coming from, right? So teacher has this issue, he does all this hard work, okay, teaches you and you go home, sir, I forgot, right?
In many cases.
In many cases, okay. What the question I have is, do you forget your birth date? That you don't forget, right? So you don't forget your birthday. Do you forget your name? Right? Do you forget your mother, father's name? So you don't forget that because that is important for you. So whatever is important for you, you are never going to forget. So whatever teacher saying not important, forget, man. Right? So now you got the answer. So what happens is, sorry for that. So what happens is that if you, put that in. So what happens is that if you don't, so what is not important, you can never keep in your memory, right? So if you think that your education is not important or what teacher is not important, you are going to forget it. It's obvious, right? There's nothing new about it. Even I am going to forget. So whatever you're studying, if you know the importance of it, it will always remain. And second thing is, whatever you are studying, don't by heart it. Sometimes what teacher says ABCD, ABCD, you will say ABCD, 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 right? But what happens, right? Suddenly you go ABCD, ABCD, you're going. In the class, teacher saying ABCD, ABCD. You're going out ABCD, ABCD. Suddenly your friend will push that ABCD becomes CD, 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 CD. Right? That's the other problem. So you have that short-term memory loss, whatever, right? So understand what teacher is saying. A comes first, B comes second, C comes three. Why I need to know about ABCD? That's the other thing. You have an information which teacher is giving you, and how it's going to be more valuable for me in future, then you always keep it with you. If you think that whatever teacher is teaching me, there's no value towards it, you will forget. So same way, if someone says, I forget my birthday every morning when I get up, I will say you all have short-term memory loss. But if your birthday remains with you for all the time, I know my birthday, I need this present, that one, all this thing. When you're planning, one day before, no one has short-term memory loss. Sir, did I answer the question? Okay, perfect.
So one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Absent-minded also.
Absent-minded.
Then only they will forget.
No,
Otherwise, if they are
okay, can you give me an example of absent-minded? Or
roaming somewhere, mind.
yeah, so okay, so absent-minded. Absent-minded, okay. So let me take it from a positive note, because absent-minded is a negative word. I would say less concentration, like the concentration not there, right? That makes sense? Yes. Okay, because you science people, I need to check if my understanding, your understanding is correct, right? So concentration or absent-minded, the opposite of it. Okay. Okay, I've done the same thing in today morning also. So, who's your favorite actor or actress? Ranbir Kapoor. Okay, yeah, that's good. So, let's take Ranbir Kapoor. Okay, when you are studying, okay, you're studying. Okay, let's say ABCD. Let's make it very simple. Don't make it so complicated. So you're saying ABCD. Suddenly, Ranbir Kapoor comes in the mind, right? Then Ranbir Kapoor's movie comes in the mind, right? Then slowly Ranbir Kapoor and Deepika Padukone, they're still going around, right? So all these thoughts comes into your mind because Ranbir Kapoor and his relationship is much more important than your studies. So don't tell me you don't have concentration. It is just you. Don't tell me you're absent-minded in the studies. Your concentration is somewhere else. Right? It is never, the concentration is not there. I know kids will ask, sir, I have no concentration. Right? I say, who are you thinking while you're studying? That is where your concentration is.
Somewhere else.
Yes, somewhere else. Yeah, so it is not the no concentration. You have concentration, but it's somewhere else. Because that is more valuable for you than this one. So what I tell people is fix that problem first. Automatically concentration will come on the studies. Point number one. Second thing is find the value of studies. Automatically concentration will come. So in that way, you get your concentration, and that way your absent-minded moves on to more of the concentration on the studies. Ma'am, did I answer the question? Okay. So again, yeah, go ahead, ask.
So, as you have said that our concentration may be somewhere else,
Yeah.
but still in our age, in our generation, and in this era, here we have many things to get distracted
Yeah.
in various ways.
Yeah.
So how should we keep our concentration on our studies? As we are destined to our goal,
Yeah.
we are all going to be doctors,
Yeah.
we are all going to be homeopaths, we are going to practice, but still we get distracted.
True. Okay.
Everyone get distracted.
True.
So how should we come on our way?
So the distraction is more of Ranbir Kapoor or social media or what? What's your distraction? So that I can talk about that specific distraction or in general.
There are various distractions, not any particular distraction.
Okay. No, because what happens is if you specifically tell me a distraction, I can talk about it. If you want to generally talk about distraction, I can talk generally about distraction. Generally?
Generally means as I'm not a localite, so
Yeah.
I get distracted to my home.
Okay.
I remind of my.
Okay, that's perfect. So that's a good answer. So I'll talk about it. I'll talk about that. Yes, you can sit down. Because what happens is, if I say generally, she will never get her answer, right? If I tell specifically, if she's opening up, I can tell specific. So what happens? She has come to a new place. Okay, she's missing a home, right? It can happen to you in future also. As doctors, you might be traveling around, right? So a question from a person will be representing many other people also. You can replace it with your life, right? Whatever I'm saying, there is answers for you everywhere in your life. So what happens is, why do you, whenever you move to different places, why are you still stuck with your old places there? Because you have an emotional attachment or an emotional dependency over there. For example is, you think about your home because you're so used to your mother's love, or you're so used to your father's protection, you're so used to attach to your family of what's happening there, that when you come here, when you don't have that, you tend to get distracted. So the only option you have is somehow talk to them, or somehow communicate with them, or somehow try to know more about them. But then the reality is, you have moved, right? The problem is we hold on to our past so hard, and you want it to happen here, and you miss the here also. So what you have to do is, okay, what am I getting there which I am not getting here? Is there anything I can find something, maybe good friends, or maybe your education itself, or maybe your career itself, or maybe some hobbies itself, which I can do over here, by which I can replace what I was getting here over here? Because sitting here and thinking there, nothing is going to change here. You're never going to get it back. You're just sitting here getting frustrated, your studies get affected. But anytime when you move to a place, you should have thought before moving. What happens is this all you won't think. Oh, I'm going, Mama, Papa, everything is okay, I'm going to a new place. When you go there, oh, no Mama, Papa left, right? Right? I don't have help. So I say, whenever you're moving to a new country, I always say 6 months, live as if you are in that new country in your hometown. Does that make sense? So if you're going, think you're all spend your life in Bid. Now you're going to Mumbai. Live your life before moving to Bid, in Bid, as living in Mumbai. Okay, my mother's not there for the sick. Mama is there, you cook or whatever, you help or whatever, but you are not there. So that you are more prepared for the movement, right? So in our organization, they have this relocation time. So you have to give yourself the relocation time so that you're much more prepared than going into a new place. I have no one, I am lost, you go and find some new odd friends to fill this gap, and you get misdirected some other way, right? So if you're missing your parents, make sure you give them a call once in a while, talk about them, and sometimes even parents will bother you more, right? They might tell all the problems, oh, this is not there, you are not there, now things have changed here, come back, and all that thing, right? Some parents, no. 3 days ago, I talked to a girl whose parents completely complains about their life problems, and she's getting frustrated, right? So make sure you keep that connection, don't leave that, and then be prepared, be planned when you do a move. This is all happens because you just go and move without planning. Okay? Did I answer your question? Okay. Next, any other questions? No? See, what is this fear factor? People laugh, right? The mic failed, people, you all laughed. I was like, hey, smile, smile. I have no issues. Someone raised the hand when she was asking, right? No? Or any topic you want me to talk about? What? No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Overthinking. Okay, sit down. Overthinking, I just love it. That's my favorite topic. Right? Overthinking generally happens when you have too much free time with you. Right? Free time is the biggest cause of overthinking, nothing else. It's not a disease or it's not a concept. You just like, I'm an overthinker, right? Mind is such a great thing that when you leave it free, it is going to think, right? So what I do is you get so involved in your action, you get so involved in your career or your focus or your dream that you don't give time for your mind to think. You plan with your mind. You make a schedule with your mind, then mind stay ahead. I'm all action. Slowly your mind will stop thinking. If I tell you not to think about a monkey, you will only think about a monkey. That's mind, right? That's the best part of mind. So what you have to do is get busy in action. Get busy in doing. Get busy in serving. And automatically your mind will step aside. Because if I stand here, not speak anything, you will think, go on thinking. And go in so much detail. Then the Ranbir Kapoor also will come in the way, right? And you will start thinking about that. So that's what you got to do. So get busy, start working, get focused on your career. I'm going to do. Think, plan, then action. Automatically, mind will stop thinking. Like people ask me, how do you stop negative thinking? Right? How do you control your mind? People ask me this question. How do you control? Why are you controlling your mind? Controlling mind can be only done by the great saints and all. As we normal people forget controlling mind. Easiest part is to divert your mind. Because mind is going to think regardless. So divert it to something positive so that let that mind busy thinking on the good things. But what we do is, no, control your mind. Why are you controlling? Why? Mind is a thinker. Give him good things to think rather than bad things to think, and you think, overthink, this will happen, that will happen. No. I'm going to do. Did I answer your question? Overthinking? Okay. More questions? Or anyone can ask. No? Or any topic you want me to talk about? Sorry? Go ahead. Confidence. Okay. So confidence is a general word, right? So what happens is confidence in speaking or public speaking? Okay. You want to improve it right now? Come here. Give me a chair. Come here. Come on, it's okay, no issues. Come. It's okay. Come here. Sit here for some time. You're okay, right? Okay, just sit here. No, it's okay, sit here for some time. Go ahead, sit here for some time. Okay, just sit here. I will talk about confidence, okay? So what happens is, the biggest problem with confidence or public speaking is that you're not, what happened? Oh, you lost your seat? Okay, sorry. So what, hello? Okay. So what happened? Okay. So what happens in public speaking or whatever it is, we are not exposed to the crowd, which means that why I made her sit here is, slowly she'll get comfortable with your all viewing her. I know she's finding very difficult, she'll be rubbing her hand, her legs will start irritating, but I'm doing good for her, right? So what happens is, what I'm doing right now, what you do is once in a while look at the crowd, right? So what happens is when you expose yourself to the crowd, slowly you'll get comfortable with the crowd. So if you want to improve your public speaking, if you want to improve your confidence speaking, first you got to speak in front of a mirror. I'll tell you why. When you speak in front of the mirror, you will understand how people are seeing me. Right now, if you don't know, she's directly coming here and thinking, oh, how people are seeing me, all this tension comes. But when you talk in front of the mirror, you know how people are seeing me. So that builds up the first confidence, right? Second thing is whenever you have time, talk to small groups of people. If a person can talk in between their friends, my belief is they can talk to anyone, right? That's point number one. So what you have to do is talk in front of the mirror. After that, go and talk in front of small groups, in front of friends, or in front of your father, in front of your mother. Get that confidence. Next time, you are all sitting here before I was coming, right? Don't tell anyone. Whoever wants to improve, come here and just walk over here. Get comfortable with that crowd, right? Slowly you will build up the confidence, right? Now you can stand up for some time. It's okay, okay. So now I'm giving her more comfort of standing up, right? All this while she was sitting, she got comfortable. Now I'm getting her to stand up. You're feeling bad? Okay, so now she got the confidence of standing up, okay? So the other thing is, so talk on the mirror, talk in front of a parent, slowly you will get the confidence. And whenever you have an opportunity, okay, talk to a bigger crowd, try the bigger crowd. So when everyone is sitting, no teachers, okay, one girl can come, talk, see how it looks, right? And if you want to tell them, hey, laugh, because I'm very scared of laughing. You all laugh, and I'll be more comfortable, right? Do me a small favor. You can tell your name and which class you're doing to the people over here. Yeah, come, go ahead. Yeah, give her a cheer, boy.
My name is Sonajirao, I'm from SKH.
Okay, now what you do is just slightly walk till there and tell your name again. Tell your name again.
My name is Sonajirao.
Leave your hand free. Okay. No, it's okay. Just relax. See, you're learning, right? So leave your hand free. Okay. My name is
Sonajirao. I'm from BHMS first year.
Okay. Now you can go and sit. Right? So what happened? Okay. Thank you. So what happens is she said she had lots. See, now she's all, oh, I'm done. So what happens is she has crossed that border. Now she can slowly improve on that, right? So I'm just showed you a good example as to how you can improve. So she said her name. Now she can tell her story, right? Then I can go more, but you know what I would have done is if the mic was moving, I could actually made her walk and talk. That would be my next step, right? Tell more about your story, tell more about your life, because saying your story is the most easiest thing anyone can talk, right? Because it's coming from you. But on the same way, if I tell some scientific term, you will get right? Now, next thing of confidence is that if you don't know your subject very well, your confidence will drop, right? So whatever you're speaking, know your subject very well, right? And work out your subject very well so that any questions can be asked and you have the reply for that. Because if you're not prepared, your confidence will drop. That's about public speaking. Right? Did I answer your question? Feeling better now? Yeah. So that's it. So my job is to give you an answer for life. So now she'll have no issues going and talking. So now any future talks, you can pick her and come and talk, right? So no, and the thing is, when you have an opportunity, raise your hand and go do it. Let people laugh. See, people laughed at her. Now I know if she stands here, anyone laughs, it doesn't bother her at all. Because she has experienced it. Other people are all scratching their head. Oh my God. Right? So that's a good example. So any other questions? No more? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. How to control anger? Okay. How to control anger? Okay. This even adults will be seriously listening. You know how to control anger. Okay. So anger, what I've seen, okay, my experience. There's two things about anger. Do you ever get angry with your teachers? No. You get angry, but do you show your anger? No. So what happens is, showing anger is a choice, right? Get this point very clear. Showing anger is a choice. Whoever is weaker to you, you will show your anger. Whoever is more powerful to you, you will suppress your anger. So that means you can control your anger. Okay, see this very point. You are saying about controlling anger. Anger is completely in your control. But you can show it to your weak person, but you don't show it to your someone who is more powerful. Right? I see what I'm saying is just common sense and logic. I'm not talking something very spiritual or whatever it is, right? Because what I have found, most of the answers to life is in the practical part. But people go after spirituality and get it all confused, right? So let's take anger from that point. It's a choice. Second thing is as to why. Now you'll ask me why this anger is getting created, right? Anger creation is something you've suppressed along the line, which you have an opportunity to show to someone who's weaker than you. For example, I will give you a husband and wife's example, right? So what happened was, there was a husband and wife who was having a great couple, but one fine day when the wife asked the husband for going for a movie, he said no. His wife got really angry, and they got so angry they had fight, they got their family, and it was all moving to divorce, right? It happened, right? It was so they went to a psychiatrist, before taking this decision because it's a mental issue. So they went to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist asked, okay, tell me when you get up first thing in the morning, what is the biggest irritation you have? So she thought, okay, when I went to the washroom, the first thing I found is my husband doesn't close the cap of the toothpaste. No, seriously, she has irritation to that, right? So every morning she gets up, oh, cap is not put. She put, right? Then the next morning, next morning. So she's building up. And then the movie thing came. She had a good opportunity to extract that all anger into that spot. Because that's a genuine reasoning. Oh, you won't take me in the movie? Right? So anger, always remember, where the anger is happening is not the true reason for that anger. It is some suppression you have kept on a longer run, maybe your friend irritating, or maybe your career pressure, or maybe your exam stress, right? Like when you really see, when your mother is really cooking, if you disturb her, she'll get angry with you, right? Because she's so focused, suddenly irritation, right? So what happens is it is a suppression which is being built up, right? And then you blast somewhere else. So and people focus on, oh, he didn't send for the movie, they'll focus there. But the actual problem is that toothpaste thing. So whoever has any anger with you, find out what is the actual trigger which you have suppressed along the line, which is actually blasting out somewhere else. So controlling anger is a choice, everyone can control it, but there is a suppression which you have built up along the lines, which you don't solve it, your anger will be there. Now, life or God, whoever you believe in. When you pray, right, you say, I need a good life. I want to remove my anger. What life will do is, it will send more people to clear your anger. So what happens if you are a child? You are in the early age, you got some irritating friends, they made really fun of you, you build up this anger. Okay? Then you go to college. Life or God will send more people. Oh, irritate him, let his anger get solved. Right? Then your wife will come or husband will come. Again irritate you to get this anger out. If you solve that anger there, people will stop. Right? If you don't stop, child will again bother you. Right? Then if you don't stop, when you become a grandchild will come and after you. So whatever negativity you have, as long as you're praying for a good life, as long as you want a good life, life will keep sending people to improve you. But if you don't improve, your anger will still be there. If you stop, understand why my anger is, if you solve it, that's all. I'll give you a very good example. You have a pimple on your face. Okay, early morning you get a pimple. Oh my God, full tension. Right? What my friends are going to say, what my people are going to say, And the best part, after getting this pimple, you look at the mirror, you demotivate yourself so much, and you have so much of negative energy. When you go out, everyone is going to pick you. Hey, kya hua muh par? Ye cream lagao, wo, this one, that one, all tension you will have. But in the same way, you look at the mirror, oh, I didn't clean my face properly. There is something wrong with my food. There is some issues with my routine, which is creating. If you accept that, if you go out, same way when people make fun of you, you won't remain unaffected. Right? So that is the point of anger. So if you accept what you have, if you start correcting it, anger will go on its own way. Did I answer your question? Okay. So, no more questions? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. A same person can ask me again a question if you still have.
How
Yeah.
to overcome from the depression?
Depression. Any specific reason for depression?
When you decide something,
Yeah.
goal, not achieve it.
Okay. So, okay. So next question is asking is, how do you get out of depression? When you have a goal, you can't achieve it, you get depressed. Okay. I'm a person who believes depression doesn't exist, whatever the science says. Okay. Because what is created can be destroyed. If someone is born with depression, okay, I understand. Okay, he's a depressed guy. But if you are actually build up the depression, you can actually destroy the depression also. But I've talked to so many kids who go into this depression, who go online, see the symptoms of depression, tend to believe that they have depression, go and take an antidepressant, not solving the actual problem. Because what I truly believe is a medication to the mind can never solve a problem of the heart. Right? A medication to the mind can never solve it to the heart. For example, you have a goal or you have a dream. You're really focused onto it. Now the thing is, always remember something. When you have a goal, you should always know if I have the capacity to achieve it also. For example, a short guy wants to be a basketball player. It is not going to happen. He is going to be depressed only. You get the point? A short guy I want to be basketball. Early childhood, he was playing. He was so interested, but his parents are short, so he is also short, so he can't go into basketball playing. But what you have to understand is, if that is your true goal, if basketball, he can still work on it in such a way that he can still achieve his dream. Maybe as a coach, or maybe as a trainee. So the point is, once you achieve this goal, what satisfaction you get? Is there any other way I can get the same satisfaction? For example, you want to be doctors, right? You all want to be doctors to serving the community, right? If you do social work also, you're serving the community. See, you get the point, right? So whatever goals you achieve, sometimes what happens is, maybe it's beyond your capacity. If it is beyond your capacity, accept it and find an alternative so that you find satisfaction on achieving the goal. That's one. Now, other issue is that if you do a goal by which you can't, by not planning, you destroy your goal. Which means that you have a goal, I want to achieve this. If you don't properly plan your goal, you're going to fail. Right? One is, the goal is beyond your reach. Other thing is, beyond reach, you don't work hard for it. Right? Any goal without a plan is sure to fail. Right? So, understand your capacity. Understand your system. Is it actually going to allow to achieve your goal? If not, find an alternative. If yes, make a plan, work on it, and then achieve that goal. Did I answer your question? Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
As you are told that you also worked as a storekeeper.
Yeah.
So at that time, many people have tried to convince you that you are doing something wrong with your life,
Yes.
yourself, and
Yeah.
you are destroying your career and all.
Yeah.
Even if anyone says we won't get affected, but even your parents were telling you that.
Yeah.
So how did you manage yourself at that place?
Okay. So what happens is, whatever you do in life, in future, whatever it is, to manage your parents, you should have a proper planning with you. Which means, you want to get into doctor. For example, you all want to get into doctor, but your parents want to do engineering. Let's take an example, right? You're all from an engineering family. Our family tradition is engineering. You have to follow engineering and J engineering, right? Right? They are from that point of view, right? So, but you want to be doctor. What you need to do is, to parents, because what happens is when kids are doubtful about their dream, parents will push your dream to them. If you tell him, okay, I have joined this college. After this college, I'm going to get this degree. After this degree, I'm going to go for specialization. After specialization, I'm going to do this. After that, I'm going to do my additional learning. After that, I'm going to go MD. After that, I'm going to do this. This is going to be my salary. These are the job opportunities I have. If I don't get this job, I'm going to do this. If any of this plan, if I don't achieve, I'll go join engineering. But when you tell your father and mother the complete plan, as from this one, and plus put marriage also. This age, I'll get married also. Half the tension is gone. Parents are worried till your marriage only. Right? After that, they are gone their life. Right? So give a marriage date also to them. Okay, this is my plan. all parents will say go ahead. But when we don't have a clear plan about it, when you are doubtful about your plan, parents are going to push you into a plan and you're forcefully taking it. Right? When you have a clear idea, this is what I'm going to, this one, these are the alternatives, these are the placements, these are the organization, I'm going to work under this doctor and this doctor is specialized and this is my plan, this organization I'm going to go, ta 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 ta, written plan, show them, this is my plan. If any of one of the thing I fail, I will join engineering. And they'll try their best to make you fail, that's a different thing. If they're J engineering, right? But you give them a good plan so that they know you're confident. Right? So and then when you show the plan, they will say, oh, my child has grown up. Let her do what she wants to do. Did you get the answer? Okay. See, if you ask me questions, I will talk, or else I'll just get you motivated. See, now so what happens if I'm saying something wrong, which is challenging you, make sure you challenge me also, right? If I'm saying, like what she said, you said like this, what about that? So if you think something what I said is not in line with your thought process, challenge it, because I might have something to learn from you also. Right? I'm 20 years elder to you, so I'm a little bit old age also. Right? You might have something new to tell me also, which I'm not aware of. So I'm also learning from you, you're also learning from me. The new questions you ask me, I'll have new answers. So, more questions? Or any topic you want me to talk about? Yeah.
If they want to ask in Hindi, they can ask.
Oh, you can ask in Hindi if you want to. No issue. I understand Hindi also. Okay. So if language is an issue, yeah, go ahead. Is a Hindi girl? No, okay.
How to remove fear of failure?
Fear of failure. Okay. Fear of failure. Okay. So she asked the question about fear of failure. How much time do we have? We have enough time? Okay. So as long as you can ask questions, I will continue. Or else if you want any topic, see, I can go on talking for hours. For me, it's not an issue at all. As long as you ask me a question. Because questions is what drives me, and you can ask me anything from birth till death, right? Anything, right? But it should be sensible. So, what is the question? Fear. Okay. How many of you watch horror movies? Can you raise your hand? Everyone watches horror movies. Okay. Now you know where I'm going, right? Okay. So what happens? I'll give you an example how one of the ways how fear comes into your life. Okay. You watch horror movie. 3 hours is a movie, okay? Or some people are into the serials every day. You see something really good. No, really good, right? Really exciting, really thrilling, right? You see the horror movie for that 3 hours movie. Don't you think the next 3 days you tend to think that the ghost is somewhere around, right? You tend to build up that fear. Okay, when you see a black room, will he suddenly peep out from that room? Right? So what you're doing is 3 days. I never saw any ghost till now. Okay, if I have seen, I'll make sure I let you know. But I never saw any ghost till now. It is a created fear which you're believing that it's true, and your mind also tends to believe for 3 days it's true. So what you're saying is, if a person sees horror movies every day, 3 hours, I'm dead sure he will have some mental issue. Right? Because at one fine day, what is going to happen is he'll be talking, oh, this ghost can come from here also, right? So what happens is, fear is something which you are creating by visually seeing. So you're seeing this horror movie, and suddenly everything what is dark, you tend to believe that ghost is there. I'm just giving an example. For example, snake, right? We are all scared of snake. I'm not, but most of the people are scared of snake. Why? Because in your childhood, you have been told by your parents, snake will bite you. You will die. Suddenly in movies you saw after dying the pus comes out of the mouth. Right? And then doctor, you'll be taken, rushed to the doctor. So all this you have been seeing in movies, and slowly you tend to believe that every snake will kill me. Right? Now how to remove the fear from snake? Get more knowledge about snake. So the only way you can control or understand your fear is to know more about your fear. So for example, snakes. Okay, there are 2 types of snake. You have venomous snake and you have poisonous snake. If you identify that, in bead 60% or 70% is non-poisonous snake. It's only 30% which is poisonous. Okay, when I see the snake, I can understand that. Poisonous snake have that eyes which is in line, the other one has a round eyes, right? Other thing about snake is, if you stand in front of the snake without any movement, the snake has its own way to go. It won't bother you. So what happens is, the more knowledge you have about that fear, the more you get confident. Then whatever, when you see a snake, oh, I just need to stand here. But the problem is, when you see a snake, when you start moving, only it'll come and bite you. And why it's biting you? Because it thinks that you are going to attack. Snakes never come and say, nice leg, let me go and bite. Right? Snake never goes that way. Snake goes in a way that, okay, I am feeling threatful, and that's how it is. I know I didn't answer your question. Tell me a specific fear you want to talk about.
I want to know about the fear of failure.
Okay, fear of failure. Yes, so that's when I'm seeing a face, I know I didn't answer it. Right? No, because when I talk in such a way that it answers many of your questions first, and then I go specific so that you don't get bored. Right? So now I'll come about failure. Because I know many people are scared of snake. You are all watching horror movies, all are getting the fear into it. You watch horror movies. Lately, this fear gets transferred to something else. Fear of my child falling down, or all this comes inbuilt. Because you are leaving your mind so fearful that after that, everything which you look, which is alert to you, it becomes fear. Now about failure. Failure is a good thing. Right? First accept that. Right? I've told the same thing in today's morning school also. You need to fall to jump more higher. For example, if I'm standing like this, I can only jump this much. But don't you think if I duck down, I can jump more higher? Right? So for example, you need to fall to actually jump. So what a failure or problems is something which life hits you down so that you can understand much more better for a better jump. For example, a child does the first exam, okay, fails in the first exam. He really works hard, and in the second exam, he scores double than what he expected in this first exam. Is this a failure? No. But what happens is, once the failure happens, you sit on that failure and say, oh, I am worthless. Then parents will say, oh, you have failed badly. And you sit in that failure, sit as a failure. Only then it becomes a failure. But if we work hard and work on to the next part, okay, I failed. Because if you fail only, you will know your true worth. Everything you're passing, suddenly one guy will give you a hit. Oh, I don't know, depression. So what life is doing, earlier they give you the failure. Right? Earlier they give you problems so that you can lift up yourself. So don't think failure as a failure. Failure is something to tell my true worth. And once I understand my worth, I can work on it so I can get better results. Like, people are scared of failing. I say, like, I'll be the happiest man if I fail, because I have something to learn. Right? In a session in Mumbai which I gave, the children said, sir, we don't understand in English, you want to talk in Hindi. I literally talked in broken Hindi. But I know I was failing there as a communicator as Hindi. But I know if I talk more Hindi, my Hindi is going to improve. So the same failure, I saw it as success. Now I answered your question? Okay, perfect. Okay, more questions?
Anything
Yeah.
related with your career?
Career, yeah, go ahead.
Confusion between two or more things and the decision-making power.
Okay, so next question is confusion about two or more things, or decision power, or whatever it is. When you say confusion, there's two things. Some people have 3, 4, right? They are the very guys who want to do everything in life, right? Generally it's 2, maybe 3, 4 if you're not quite clear. Confusion only arises when you have limited knowledge about both the options, right? When you have limited knowledge. So anything which you have confusion about, go in detail researching on that topic so much so that you have all the truth about this and all the truth about this, and you can relate to it and decide. So you can only decide something if you have a complete information. Or else what you're doing a close eye jump. That will surely lead into favor. If you're lucky, you get the right decision. If you're unlucky, you go to the wrong decision, you say, oh, my decision is wrong. I'm not good at decision making, right? See, when people say I can't decide, you decide what dress to wear, you decide what makeup to put, you decide what hairstyle you want, you decide what shoe you want. That all you're deciding. There you have no problem. I know this I want. Because you clearly know how you want to look. You clearly know what identity you want to present. So that is why you're clear on that. But on the other decision, if it's which college I want to join, if you have a confusion, or which career I need to choose, if you have that confusion, what happens is, go complete details. Okay, this career if I take, this college is there, it's not in Bede. Oh, my parents won't leave. So then, okay, I need to find something else in Bede. So this I'll say, so I achieve my career. So you're clear. The other one is, okay, this college is there, this placement is there, but the college environment, kids coming out is not that happy. There's a lot of stress. Oh, this is not good for me. See, simple, right? But what you do, college A in marketing, in the newspaper, very big banner. Oh, this college is good for me. Right? Or my mama, papa, or my uncle's child has gone to that college, I'm going to join. That again, close eye. Right? And the other thing is, all this decision, don't leave it last minute. So which college or which career you want to choose, right now decide what I want. Not after passing the exam, you look left and right, tension. Blindly you will pick something. Oh, all my friends are doing, I will also do. Or everyone in Bede is going here, I will also go. And when you go there, you say, oh, it's not for me. And then you spoil your 2 years. Then you will say, oh, I'm demotivated. What am I supposed to do? So right now, whatever plan you have in future, work it out, decide. We all have free time, right? And people who overthink have a lot of free time, right? Whoever asked me about the overthink question. So a lot of free time. That time, think about this. What I'm saying is, whoever says I have overthinking issues, at that time, think about this so that your life goes in a good direction. Did I answer your question? Yeah. No, it's okay, ma'am. You can sit down. Okay.
Both things in both opportunity. Some positive things and some negative
Yeah.
things are there in both opportunities.
Yeah.
Then what to do?
So what
Which
happens?
can be choice.
Yeah. So what happens is, what she's saying is, there's good things in one thing and bad things in one thing. There's both things. So what happens is, ma'am, at that time, what you need to see is, which is good for me. You have some good things and you have bad things.
But I can achieve both now. But then what is that?
Yeah. So what happens is, for example,
I can achieve both.
you can achieve both. Okay. So then what happens is, ma'am, if you say about passion, if you say about a dream, it's always one thing. The other thing might be a second influence coming from somewhere. If you really look deep inside, it is never two things. You get confused because, see, heart always says one thing. It is only mind says two. Right? So once you truly go inside your character, once you truly understand who I want to become, once you truly understand what I really need to do, that is when it will differentiate at one point. Because right now you're still in mind. Because when you say I can do both, yeah, you're thinking that I'm great, right? I know that I can achieve both. But truly, me as an actual character can achieve that. Is it best for me or is this best for me? Because right now, you're seeing it as two different things. I can achieve both. But do I want to achieve which one? Do this person, do that individual? Which one do you want to achieve? Because you have done your research, you came to know about this. You have done your research, you came to know about, now research about yourself. So when you do your research about yourself, you will have a relation, either this or that. And that is the only way you can clarify that.
Can we do two things at a time?
Anytime you can do two things at a time. See, if you have an opportunity,
Or more than?
yeah, you can do more than. See, what I say is, if you can do like what I did, working and studies, if you can do together, go ahead and do it. You're going. So in the classified, it says 20 years of experience in MBA, right? So that means around 40 to 50 years. I became a manager at the age of 30, right? Because I fastened my process. I did both together, so that I can achieve it faster. So if you want to achieve something faster, when people are doing it in 10 years, you got to do it in 5 years by studying double the time, right? So if you have an opportunity to do both, do both. If you have the time, provided you don't mess up your health, provided you don't mess up your family, provided you don't mess up any other things, right? Sometimes doing both, your health is completely gone. After you become a successful both man, you can't walk, right? It doesn't make sense. So it shouldn't be that way. Ma'am, did I answer? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes what happens is it's getting difficult day by day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm unable to remember any of the concepts I've gone.
Yeah.
So just
So his question is, he's focused on his career, but things are getting difficult.
Sir, let me introduce. He's
Yeah.
my son.
Oh, okay.
He's doing his engineering.
Yeah.
His final year.
Okay.
He's in final year.
Okay.
Come.
So his question is, he is in engineering, things are getting tougher and tougher. Things are getting tougher and tougher. I think you said that. Things are getting tougher and tougher. What am I supposed to do? When you say...
Sometimes what happens is I'm unable to remember what I've gone through. So how to remember anything for a longer run?
Okay. Were you there when I talked about the absent-minded? When your father... Oh, you're sitting in backside. Okay. So what happens is, when you say things get tougher and tougher, all life is telling you is that you're not ready for it. Right? Why a thing is getting tougher? Either you have to work hard to get ready for this toughness or get out of it. Because there's a two reasons why life will be getting harder and harder. Because if you properly plan, if you properly have a good idea of what you want to do, each toughness, you'll get automatically ready for it. But what happens is, life is never tough. It is because somewhere you have taken a wrong decision, which life is telling you either you're doing something wrong or either you're not ready for it. Or either you have to work hard to be ready for it. So that's point number one, why life is getting harder. Because if life is hard only, you will work. When life gets difficult only, you will work. So life had to be a little bit difficult. But the point is, when you see difficulty as difficulty, there's another problem. When you see same difficulty as something what life is challenging me to get better, the same difficulty becomes positive. Right? This difficulty is coming. How do I change? What improvements I need to make? The same difficulty. Now, when you're forgetting something, it is much more of some pressure in life is more bigger than the engineering. Which means, for example, is that, I don't know your internal details, it could be some children's, right? Maybe they're having parents some issues, right? That issue is so big that when he talks about studying, that thing fills up his head. Or another reason, in the current generation, a girl or a boy would have had a breakup, right? And then this thing is so filled in their head that there's no space to put something more, right? It could be that reason. So until you don't solve that issue, which may be parents' issue or your personality issue, or someone made fun of you, or a breakup, or a girl, or a boy, whatever it is, if you don't solve that, you will never get that concentration. Did I answer your question? Okay. And there's one more girl who stood for a question. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so she's saying when you get hurt by someone, everyone said, yeah, you all got hurt by a lot, huh? Okay. Okay, so when you get hurt by someone, when you say someone, there's... I can really feel the energy vibes, okay? So what happens is, first I'll talk about family, then I'll go outside. Okay, so when you see, because most of the people shy on this topic, but I'll make sure I'll tell you how this all works. Okay, so hurting within family, okay, it's okay, it's mother, father, you hurt, you have a nice time. Because generally this hurt happens is when you over expect something from someone. Point number one. Because why? You have given so much to the other person, in return you're not getting that. You're exhausted all that, and you're not getting that, you get hurt. If you're just doing everything because you love doing it, no one can hurt you. It is when you expect something in return. Do you want me to talk about girlfriend, boyfriend, how it happens, and that breakup, and hurt, and all that? You want me to talk about it? If you say, if he say yes, then you're all whatever. Okay, I'll talk about it, because I'll tell you why. I've talked to so many... Sir, I can talk about it? Okay, so I got permission also. No. See, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. 60 to 70% of the kids I've talked to came with an issue with a breakup, or a girl's issue, or a boy's issue, or boys really going after a girl, and she doesn't know how to get out of it. Right? Just 2 days ago, a girl came to me and said, there's a group of guys really coming after and doesn't know how to face it. Right? So if you want, you can talk about that also, if that's an issue. But I'll just generally tell you how this whole thing works. You want a girl's point of view or a boy's point of view? Girls. Okay, since I'm a boy, I will talk about boys' point of view, right? It doesn't mean, talking about girls' point of view, right? So let's see a boy looking at a girl, right? That's a standard step. So a boy, no, that's how it happens, right? There's nothing more simple as that. So a boy looks at a girl. Everything is okay, looks good, eyes is good, hair is good, nice talk, nice smile. He's okay, let me be friends. It's okay to make friends. Okay? If you want, you can make a little bit best friends also. That's also okay. But the problem happens is, so everything is right now visual, right? Visual and hearing and talking and all. The problem happens of this relationship, and you know something? This can be replaced with two good friends who are girls and two good boys who are friends also, right? It can happen there also. The problem happens is when you say, my problem is your problem is my problem. That is the first issue it starts. Which means, from the visual part, you have taken that person into your mind. Right? So when you help this problem solving, helping, slowly you will tend to believe that without this person I cannot live, without the other person I cannot live. Oh, people are all smiling. Right? Okay. So that is when from the mind, you have taken that person to your heart. Right? This is a general process of love. There's nothing more complication into that. But you know when the problem happens? When boys will only take it in the eyes, girls will directly take it to the heart. Right? Or else sometimes what happens is, girls are getting a lot of help from this guy. Oh, help aane do. Let the help come. Right? And the boy goes and takes it to the heart. But what you don't understand is, if both are gone to the heart, it's okay. But early stages right now, of your age, normally it is never going to the heart. Right? So what happens is, for example, a guy she looks good. He finds someone else better. His visual will go there. The breakup will happen. Right? That is point number one. The other one, the girl is getting a lot of help from this guy. He'll get tired. No, how much he's going to help? He'll help. Suddenly this girl doesn't get that help from him. The breakup will happen. Right? So what happens is, as long as you keep a friend and keep that friendly relationship pure, everything is okay. But it is when you step up, my problem is your problem. Right? Or you get into that and get into this, the hurt will start. The problem. So the boy will think, oh, I did all this help to this girl. Now she's with someone else. Right? So this hurt will start. So people hurt you when you do something which is way beyond your things, or something which is way beyond your stuff. Right? So it is best for you to limit everyone. For example, even friends. You help a friend a lot. Right? You help, oh my acha, those you help. Suddenly you can't help that. He will find someone else. Because it's like, I always tell people, come into my life and they just leave and go. If you tell your thief where the gold is, he'll rob and go only, And some people, some girls and boys say, can I give one more chance for this relationship? I say, it's okay. Because what happens is, after the person leaves you, let it be friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, after they leave you, you will make your strength to bring back this gold again. He'll come again. Or the girl will come again. Again you will give the gold. Right, so what happens is, all this hurting happens is just because somewhere you're judging someone wrongly. So what happens, think what happens. After marriage, a guy or a girl comes into your life and messes up. That is all messed up. So what life is, oh, this girl or boy have this weakness. So in college time, send a guy. Or send a friend who breaks her completely. Or breaks him completely. So that she can get out of it, she becomes a better human being. Right? People always tell me, why this happened in my life? You're weak there. You don't know how to judge people. It is better than giving it early in your life, so you figure out and get out of it, rather than somewhere late where so many families, so many things are at stake. Did I answer the question? Okay. Go ahead. The hurting complete thing is clear? Or, okay. So go. No, more questions? No? Nothing at all? You want me to talk? If we still have time? We can continue, there's time. So if you ask, I will go, or else I will just say, okay, thank you very much, it was great talking to you. Alright? Yeah, go ahead. I'll come to you. Yeah.
How you motivate yourself?
how to motivate yourself, okay? Sorry? So what you say is about self-motivation, right? Motivating yourself, always remember one thing, is that it's difficult, right? So earlier stage what we do is, the only way you can motivate yourself is when you truly know your goals, when you truly know your passion, when you truly know your actual thing what you want to do in life. Like for example, I'm doing this talk. I can talk hours and hours and hours. I have no issues. As long as the question comes, I'll talk, right? Because I can motivate it when you smile when you get the answer, when you are happy with my answer. So what I'm doing is I'm getting motivated by my actions, by my goal, by my passion. But at the earliest stages, sometimes you need external motivation, which means like a coach, which means like someone who can guide you. Because what happens is that if you can manage your stress, if you can manage your issues, if you can manage your every other depression things which you have, if you have all the tricks, you'll be self-motivated. Because self-motivation doesn't come because you have some other important things by which you forget yourself. You can't motivate. If you have your parents' issues which is bothering you, who's at home, you can't self-motivate. If you have the exam which is going to come and you didn't study well, you can't self-motivate. So if you have answers to all your problems, which is what I'm doing, right? I'm telling you, right? If you meet me once, you don't need to meet me again, right? Because I'm going to answer all your questions and you're done with your life, right? So what you have to do is, for self-motivation, you have to clear all your issues, find answers to all your problems in life. Automatically self-motivation will work. But then if you have so much problems in your life, you're sitting in that all the problems, how can you self-motivate? You can't step up because you're beaten up by that self-motivation. Got it? Clear? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Sir, English has been my favorite language,
Yeah.
but I still want to improvise it.
Okay.
Do you have any tricks?
Okay, so he's saying English is my favorite language. How do I improve English? Okay. The only way you can improve English, how do you learn Marathi? By listening, by talking what parents are saying. Same way if you can start doing English, you'll improve in English. It's simple common sense. But what we do is, only when you read the books and write the exam, English has any influence in my life. After you get out, friends you talk in Marathi, home you talk in Marathi, serials you watch is Marathi or Hindi or movies you watch is Marathi, you can never improve your English. So if you can replace your language, how much, like you talk within your friends. Today onwards, we are only going to talk in English. Let people laugh. People say, oh, new bug of English have come into you, right? Now he's going to go to US and America and let's see what is going to happen, right? People make fun of, you know why people are making fun of you? Because they can't do what you're doing. Simple. The day if you see someone is making fun of what you're doing is just because they can't do what you're doing. Because you know why they make fun of you? So they feel much more better. I made fun of him, so I am better. Like people make fun of just one reason, so they feel more better. And they feel more down. So the only way to English is get exposed to more English stuff, get more exposed to more reading, go exposed to more TV shows, or when or friends want to improve, go for an English movie. Correct each other, right? Maybe initially if your English is so bad, get an English movie with Marathi translation or Hindi translation, right? And when they speak it in your mind. But make sure it's good movies, huh? Don't watch horror movies and learn English, right? So don't do that. So make sure it's good movies, so that slowly the English language comes into you. And remember one thing in language, if you don't practice, it'll die. Any language, if you don't practice, think you fully talk in English, slowly Marathi will start dying. Right? So make sure you have that balance and make sure you don't leave your own mother tongue, because that is your power which has come from your family. Don't leave that, but make sure you get more exposed to English so that your English improves. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. We still have time, I guess. Okay, there's a guy. Finally, I'm waiting. When from that window someone is going to ask me.
About addiction.
Addiction.
Of mobile and
Okay, addiction of mobile and this one, right? Yeah.
Let's cut it off after this answer.
Let's.
Stop it.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Fine.
time is over.
Okay. So I'm just going to answer that, and then we are short of time, right? So I'll just stop after that. So anyways, you can always, if you have any personal doubt, you can always communicate me on social media. Okay, I'm on social media. If you want to take my name, you can take it. It's Deek Parassini, D-E-E-K space Parassini, D-E-E-K, or someone can write down and you can take it from others, right? Because I don't know why actually my name is Dikshit. Okay, now if I say Dikshit Parassini is more complicated spelling, right? Because my Dikshit is D-E-K-S-H-I-T-H-P-A-R-A-S-S-I-N-I. People will take in ages and sure one mistake will happen. So that's why I made this Deek, D-E-E-K Parassini, P-A-R-A-S-S-I-N-I, right? I'm on Instagram, Facebook, social media, wherever it is. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Only I will respond, not my team. So I'm back to the addiction. So always remember something. It's not the addiction of mobile, right? It is basically an app or a game, because most of the people will say that I'm addicted to mobile, right? Your teachers have mobile, I have mobile, your parents have mobile, they are not addicted, right? So it's not the mobile, it is the app or it is something within that. Now next thing, you will step into social media, right, which is your addiction. So let me talk about Facebook first, right? That's the main thing everyone is into, right? Facebook, how to get out of that? Okay. Point number 1, Facebook is one of the most positive thing which ever in this world, right? Most of the people say it's negative, but I'm a guy who will find out positive in everything, right? What is in this world. So Facebook, if you really look at it, if you have the power to follow people and like people and unlike people, right? You are all into the homeopathic industry or on that field. Does it make any difference if you like Ranbir Kapoor's page? No, right? But we follow Ranbir Kapoor, what is happening, what his new movies, all that. So what has happened is your time and effort is going, you know why celebrities are celebrities? Because they use your growth energy to grow. Because your mind is so focused on something that they will grow, right? So it depends on if you want to focus yourself or Ranbir Kapoor, right? Now Ranbir Kapoor comes, he'll come and hit me. What, you're killing my fan following, right? So what you have to understand is, like the people who you really make a difference in your life. For example, who are the best homeopathic doctors available in this world? Follow them. Which are the colleges which you're going to go further? Follow them. Which are the doctors who you think made a difference in this world? Follow them. So that the feed gets filtered to what you want to see, than Ranbir Kapoor, who is completely in the Bollywood industry, right? That is point number 1. Second thing is, filter the information which you get, right? Today morning I said the same thing. If you have, in Facebook you have this thing, a good story and suddenly a horror ghost comes. Did you come across that? Okay. So what do you do? When first thing comes, I got scared, share. All my friends have to get scared, right? So what you're doing is, indirectly you are being a cause of sharing fear around all your friends and your community. So don't you think more fear is going to come back to you? It's going to come. So Facebook is all in your control. Not Facebook guy is not making, it goes this way. So you have the control to share what is good. You have the control to share what is bad. So that is good and bad. I'm telling you how to leave your addiction, because when you start using Facebook for the good things, addiction will go, right? Second thing is, follow and share what is true, right? The other thing is, have you seen the toothpaste thing? If you have black toothpaste, it is chemicals. If you have green, it is herbal. Have you come across that? How many of you believe it's true? It's fake or true? True? Fake? Okay. Or if it's, you know why it's fake? You don't know why it's fake? Okay. What happens is, it's a scientific thing. This bar is kept on the tube so that the electronic machine knows when to cut the tube. So you have this whole tube, long tube. It has a black tag. So when the black tag comes, it cuts. When the black tag comes, it comes. Really cool, right? You never knew it happened, right? So that's what. So whatever information you get which is fake, which you think suspicious, research about it, find if it's true or not, and then share. If you don't know, stop. Let that message stop from you. Because the more you share fake things, don't you think fake people are going to come into your life? See that. So if you say everything what they do good, return is going to come. If you spend fake things, don't you think fake people also will come into your life? So who's causing fake people come into your life? You yourself, right? So that's point number 2. And the last thing is following your friends. Okay, whichever friends shares all the crazy stuff, unfollow, don't unfriend. Unfriend is a big political issue. You know, you unfriended me and how dare you unfollow, right? So just unfollow the people, right? And the other addiction is you tend to relate your life with your friends. Oh, my friend went to Bombay, had a great time, right? My parents can't do that. You feel the jealousy thing, unfollow all those friends. Because I'll tell you what, I think 60 to 50% of all the photos are fake smiles. Literally. All the photo, all the girl and boy who's smiling like that, it's all mostly fake. Because I've talked to so many people, really great smile, really great profile, completely having a bad time with their parents. Right? In picnic photo, they'll have all smiley photos. In picnic, they're fighting. So when you compare yourself, make sure you compare with people who is logical and unfollow people who you're feeling jealous about. So that time automatically addiction will drop. Because the main addiction on Facebook is mainly you're curious to know what others are doing. That's the only issue with Facebook. It makes you curious about what he's doing next, what they're doing. But then if you focus and filter your feed based on the colleges or based on homeopathic or whatever you take, that way you will understand much more better, and then the feeds get purified, your addiction will go. Did I answer your question? Okay. Now I'll finish here, but I'm just thinking, do I have to talk about the positive doctor? So you have time? Okay, so I'll just go, because what I did was, I did a session in Ayurvedic college, okay, and I told them how to be a positive doctor. Right? That's very important of how you find positive in doctor. Okay, I'll make it very quick. It's there on my YouTube. That same talk on positive doctor. It's around 35 minutes I gave a talk just on positive doctor. But I'll go very fast. Don't be a doctor to get a doctor next to your name. Don't be a doctor to get a DR next to your name. Some people, oh, I got DR next to my name. They'll get really fast. Some people do that. Some people take doctor just to get the DR next to the name. Okay? Your education is limited. You're just doing it for the name. You will lose it when you go into the field. Because as long as you don't cure the people, the patients are going to go. Don't be a doctor for the money point. Okay? Because what happens is, I know so many doctors who are really successful, whose kids are completely lost. Okay? I know so many great surgeons, whose girl is having an affair with someone else. Right? So what happens is, when you go too much after money, you tend to lose your family. When you go too much after the finance part of it, you tend to lose. Next one, don't be a doctor for the fame. Okay, some people, oh, I am a doctor, everyone will respect me. Don't be a doctor for the fame, because what happens is, when you be a doctor for fame, what happens is that fame you can get anyhow. You go kill a person, you will get fame. You will come in the news. So don't get it. So be a doctor for a good service to the community, right? If you become a doctor, make money. I'm not saying not to make money, but if you can help someone freely, it makes a difference to the community, because everyone can't afford your services, right? So whatever you do in life, okay, I've served this much, I've made this money, make sure you serve them. Because what happens is, there is a thing called grace, which is very powerful, right? Grace is so powerful that when you help someone who really needs, they will begin to pray for you. Wish this doctor who helped me, let them have a good family. Don't you think you'll have a good family? Let them have good health. Don't you think you'll have good health? That is much more easier than working and making all this money and using that money for your health. That's all I got to end. Yeah, oh, ma'am, okay. Ma'am, I'll talk later. Let me just finish here and we can talk one-on-one, yeah? Because I have to respect the time of the college also. So, thank you very much, and thank you for everyone for sitting and listening over here, right? Because if you wouldn't have sat quiet and listened, I would have got distracted. And I would like to thank Sir and Principal and Sir to be part, and Subham, who is the one who organized. He's from Beat. And then I have Onkar, who is the part of this college itself, and then Suhail, who's assisted through us through. Thank you everyone, and be thankful in life. It's a very beautiful feeling. Thank you.
Hello everyone. today I want to pay a serious thank you to Mr. Deek Parassini. He is putting in his money, energy and everything to build a strong and positive India. He is taking all these efforts to banish the negativity in this world. He wants to make positivity stronger than negativity. I'm really thankful to him. And I'm thankful to Mr. Pandakar sir for giving us an opportunity to come here and spread the message. I want to thank Mr. Onkar, Mr. Sohit for being in the team and making this program a successful one. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And still, if you have some doubts, you can stay here and ask personally. You can discuss with sir. That's just that.
Okay, sir. मी रोशन सर्व विनंती करतो की त्यांना परत
First of all, on behalf of Sanstha and Sonajirao Kshirsagar Homoeopathic Medical College, I extend my very, very sincere thanks to him that he has come over here all the way and extended his valuable time, knowledge and blessings to our students. Thank you, sir. And part of gesture, we should all stand up and give a standing ovation. Great applause. Thank you. Now, those who want to have a personal interaction, they can.